teachers. Today we are going to talk about teaching reading in an ESL class. So there are a few steps. Step 1, which is very important and the very beginning or basic thing, rule of teaching reading. Engage the students. The first step is warm up by engaging them in the topic of the reading passage, and later on you can take a look at another video about warming up activities I would suggest you to do. Number 2, the purpose of engaging the students is to introduce the theme or topic of the reading. So, by using visuals or a warm-up conversation, if you use visuals, you can ask a question such as, who do you think lives here? The ESL teachers should elicit responses from the students and wait for them to answer. Remember that lessons should be student-focused, not teacher-focused. So the majority of the talking should be done by the students. However, when it comes to the story part, it depends on if the student's level is high or low. If they are very low, teacher can try your best to tell them the story and get them interested in the story first. For younger level, it's not necessarily that your story only read the lines they give you, but you can make up story lines to make it sound more fun according to the picture. Pre-teach new vocabulary. When preparing ESL reading activities, design the vocabulary that is critical for the ESL learners to know and to understand the story. When you pre-teach the story, you can use PPT's PowerPoint slides, or you can use a small whiteboard to present them and show them every time how to read it, and also use some pictures or props to get them understand what that means before they move on to story. Decide how you will teach the new words or the keywords. You don't have to teach every word that you think the students may not know, just those that are critical to understand the reading passage. If you are trying to teach all the words they not know, then that might take more than 30 minutes. So make sure you are picking the right ones. Next, this part of the lesson shouldn't take too much time, because if it takes too long, students will get bored and it's difficult for you to get their attention back. For target words, use pictures or props or even short video clips. For lower level, aiming at teaching them to read with phonics rules, use a small whiteboard while write while sounding the letters, or emphasize on the words that are framed in the PowerPoint. Explain how new words with easier words, and don't use more difficult words to explain new words. So, which means you have to prepare before the class and get yourself ready to explain any new words. Step 3. Ask a focus question. A lesson plan teaching reading to ESL students should have a focus question. Write a question about a detail that is 3/4 of the way through the test for ESL beginning reading, so that after reading it, they can find out their answer. And for advanced level, ask a guessed question. This is something that the students have to deduce from the reading passage. This is how we train them to get the main ideas from reading. Because be sure to write the focus questions on the board so that students can see it. Step 4. Students or teacher read. Finally, it's time to read. Who is going to read, you or the student? This is not difficult. Like for example, for level 1 and 2, teachers tell the story. While you're telling the story, don't forget to keep students' attention on the story and get them to answer some comprehensive questions, and afterwards get them to read after you. For level 3 and 4, teacher guided reading. For level 3 and 4, they might be able to read some easy words, however, they can't read the whole story, so you would guide them to read. You can start by reading half of the story and then get them to read another half. Or you can just read the story and get them to repeat after you if it's too difficult for them. Steps 5 and 6 teaches half-guided reading. So the main reading role should be the students, while you'll be there to help them to teach them how to read the words that they meet and they not understand or they can't read it, spell it out. For level 7 above, which are more advanced readers, student independent reading. You have to watch the students to see how they are doing and when they are done. If the student is taking a particular long time, you can decide whether or not you should wait until he or she is finished. So it's all up to you, but I'm pretty sure after a few lessons you get to know your rule, what is for the best. Step 5, ask questions about the reading. First, ask them a focused question again. In addition to the focused question, ask the students a few other questions about the reading. If the students are unable to answer the question, allow the students to read the passage again. But don't get them to read from the very beginning to the very end again. Get them to read some parts so that they can get the main idea from the reading. Step 6. Follow up with a task. A lesson plan teaching reading to ESL should always be followed up with a task. I think for online classes, a task might be a bit difficult. However, you can always get them to finish some tasks after class. Like get them to make something after class and show you in the next class. In this way, it's more chances that students would go back and book your class again, so that to improve your good feedbacks from students. Step 7. Follow up with an activity. If you have enough time, then you can include other ESL activities. Could be an additional writing practice or speaking practice, while you can use students to type on the bar. But I think for typing, students of older level would be better. For younger level, they might not be able to type. It's helpful to have a specific activity built into your lesson plan, but you can also be flexible. If something comes up that the students seem particularly interested in, use this topic for the students to write about or continue with a conversation. In addition to teaching reading comprehension, the ESL teacher can also use these ESL reading strategies to teach grammar embedded the reading in the reading passage. Last, finish the class with a retell the story activity. The purpose of this whole course is to form students' reading habit and to increase their confidence in speaking English. Therefore, we want teachers to end the class with a student retelling story on their own. So we will prepare them for that with pictures, with short phrases or words. However, we will give them their whole time to finish retelling the story on their own. So that will be the end of teaching reading in an ESL class. Hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.